Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to show how we turn this plain aluminum angle into some nice aluminum Beltline trim. So stick around. All right, so here on the passenger side, you can see the door edge opening. This is just the raw fiberglass opening. It's a little uneven, but it also needs some strengthening. And it needs to have a way to run the fuzzy and rubber seal weather strip that has to go on the outside. This is just a flat piece here. So first thing what I did is I took a piece of cardboard and I traced and cut out the outline of the little, I'll call them little shark fin up here, but this is the extension where the window channel comes up. And then cut a piece of wood according to that template. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend the angle aluminum around it. All right, so I've got the wood template set up in the vise. I've got a couple of holes drilled in the edge of the aluminum here and screwed in there. Now, you can't just bend this or it will shred and distort. So ask me how I know. I learned the first time. What I did, well, first things first, I'm going to notch every ½ inch or so around the bend to let that flare out, because otherwise that'll tear all the way through. And I'm also going to heat it with, well, what they call MAP gas. Now, real MAP gas doesn't exist anymore. This is just propylene gas. It actually is only about, I think, 150 degrees hotter than regular propane. But it's hotter, and this is thin aluminum, 16th aluminum, and it'll burn right through it, as I did the first time. So you're just heating up a little bit to anneal it, make it a little softer. I think this is a hardware store aluminum. I think it's 6061 or something. I don't think they even tell you. But it's like T4 or T5. But it's got to get softened up a little bit, and that'll make it bend much easier around this radius. All right, I'm getting set up to heat this up. You can see I've scribbled a little magic marker on there. That's a little trick to monitor the temperature of the aluminum for annealing temperature. And again, this is just a block of cedar. Will it burn? Yeah, this is the first one that I did on the car. It'll burn some, but no problem. Fucked it up. Well, that's what happens. You get it too hot too soon, it just burns right through it. So luckily this piece is long enough that I get a second chance. that should be bent enough to fit there. And because it's annealed now, it's nice and soft. So I will be able to fit it to the car and then kind of work it into place. A little bit of tear here, but this is all on the side facing inside the door. So I think that will work out fine. Let's take it off and do a quick test fit over there. All right, so here's the door. And this will fit in right behind, between the little shark fin and the window channel. And the same thing over here on this side. Now I'm going to have to mark this and cut. Turn around. And trim a little bit over here so this can sit and lay flat. So I got to cut this piece out here. But for now, when you look at that, it fits pretty well. And this part here, they said I will go ahead and hammer that down when this is all fit and trimmed, and that'll match that nice and smooth. All right, so I've just trimmed that off with the cutoff wheel. Now I have this grinder with a nice abrasive rubber kind of wheel that I use to just kind of clean up the edges a little bit. All right, so hopefully now that will fit in there a little better. You can see now here in the back it fits flush, and I can tuck that right over there, and then I can mark and cut that to length. But that fits pretty nice here. And come around the front, you can see how well that fits. All right, so next thing that I do is I've got to mark. Oh, I'm going to cut this end off approximately. Then I'm going to mark the width, and I'm going to rip this down here, just outside that edge, and then coming up over here, and it gets a little narrower, like I'll show you on the other side. I'll use the other one as kind of a guide to do that. And there we go. So on the doors, the feature line on the body on this side was a little wider than on the other side, so there's a little more reveal here, but you know what they say, you can't see both sides of the car at once. I will go and block sand and make this nice and straight and then round it over. And this fits pretty well here. What I will do is I will try to bring that down a little bit. But you can see also that gap there now. Hit that with a hammer a little bit. I'll smooth that right out. I'm going to wait till I have it screwed in like I did on the other side. And then any larger gap there, once I have the trim nice and even in a curve, I'm just going to go back in and fill in with fiberglass again and make a nice tight gap there. All down the door here, this is straight, so that'll pull in tight with screws. right like that. So I think I will work on doing a little bit of sanding and edge straightening, and then I will peel the tape off, do a little bit of brushing on it, and then drill the holes in. All right, so I've got the trim drilled and countersunk, and put it in place, and I use that as a guide to drill some holes in the outer door skin. And you'll see now it's pretty straightforward here. Where this gets really thin, it's more of a slot than a hole, and that's fine. I may have to add a little bit of material onto these. The other side, as I said, is a little thicker, so I had a little bit more meat there. What I'm using to attach this is called a well nut. 1024 screws, but this well nut has a rubber washer on it. You can see there's a little groove there. And that's meant to, you would drill a hole in a panel and pop this in up to the shoulder, and that would stay snug in the panel. Now, in my case, I don't want to do that because that would leave a gap to the trim. If I put that in there at the bottom like that, that would leave a gap, and I don't want to have a gap. So I'm going to actually be putting this below the right there below the outer skin, putting the trim and screwing right through that. And you can see the threaded insert part of this doesn't go to the top. So when I go and squeeze that down, this will squeeze very nicely and should hold that in place. And then when these are slotted, I can adjust this in and out as I get the window in and I get the trim in. So where these are slotted now, I can actually go and with the screws that I have here, which is a stainless steel bugle head, I will go ahead and put those on a couple of these and slide this into place. Okay, I got this one in the end in advance with some pliers. These are set to go. And I should be able to go and slide this under here. Oops, slide this in here. All right, let me, there we go, it's sliding in there. That looks good. I gotta put the camera down here and get these screws started and tightened. Be right back. All right, I was able to reach my hand in down around under there and hold on to that rubber well nut just to get it started. Once you get a little grip on the panel, it seats right down. I actually had some flathead ones instead of the oval head that I'm trying out. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to go with. It started with the oval head here, and I'll have to adjust the countersink a little bit to get these flush, but one or the other, but stainless steel screws. But there it is. It fits real nice. You can see I've got to do a little work. I probably put that hole too much over this way, but once I get the weather strip in, the fin that holds this window in place and adjusted, then I'll know where exactly to set this and tighten it up. But that's the window trim, Beltline trim. So again, thanks for watching.